If you have been wanting to master manifesting from the quantum field, you are in the right place. I am doing a 3-part series showing you exactly what is needed for you to become masterful at manifesting from the quantum field through energetics versus forced manifestation, which is about what 85% of people are doing. They are using willpower to co-create the reality they desire. And oftentimes when you do this, what ends up happening is, number one, you manifest a lot of things that are out of alignment for you. They're not actually soul-aligned manifestations. They're ego-aligned. And you end up either giving up on your dreams or feeling burnout, or altogether, you just keep spinning the wheels of being on what I call the hamster wheel of manifestation because you keep thinking that something outside of you is going to make you happy. I like to teach quantum manifestation because it truly is the desires that are already imprinted in you, like the intelligence in the acorn, pushed out into material manifestation. So today I'm going to be talking about what the quantum field is in a simple way that you can start to really digest and start to really play with the quantum field. And then in part 2 and part 3, I'm going to show you exactly what the next steps are for you to become masterful and manifesting from power and from magnetism instead of force. So the first thing to understand about the quantum field is that it truly is scientific proved. Scientists have shown that there's a field of pure potentiality that is formed of atoms. And the minute we place our attention on these little floating atoms, they turn into matter. And you can look this up for yourself. It's called the double slit experiment. Okay. So the minute you understand that there's a field out there with parallel realities happening, then you start to understand that the desires that are within you that you're wanting to co-create are that kind of a call from your higher self asking you to step into that next version of you that is going to collapse these atoms into material manifestation. So one of the ways that I looked at it when I used to work in corporate, I would always walk by this big room past IT, our IT department, and it had all of these like big hard drives with data, all of the data of the company. That's how I like to think of the quantum field, as like this field of all this data that we can't even wrap our head around because our brain and its connection to the limbic nerve part of the nervous system is so limited. So the minute you start to just even open your mind to all of the possibilities available to us that we really can't even wrap our head around, you start to open yourself up to what is out there that you can't even fathom, right? And again, I think of it as like that room in our IT of, okay, all of this data is stored in there. And the minute somebody in IT puts in a little bit of information, that room spits out all of this information, all of this data that our IT people couldn't actually like go in there and pull from all these big machines. So I think of the quantum as like the master hard drive. And then I think of ourselves and our desires as like the smaller drive, right? Our computer, our operating system, that the minute we make a connection to the quantum field, we can actually draw our desires to us. And there is a method to doing that. Except what happens is people don't often either they don't understand what the quantum field is and how to play with it, or they're just taught the mainstream manifestation ways, which are very much willpower based. And then you end up, like I said at the beginning, you end up really forcing and pushing, and you end up just kind of like giving up on the whole thing. Or you end up chasing, like, what's the next tool? What's the next thing that is going to help you manifest? The key here to mastering manifesting from the quantum field is exactly that. It's you staying consistent with creating congruence. And I will be teaching that in the second video. I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that. So what I want you to think right now is, what is one thing that you want to co-create? And imagine that it's already in the field. You don't have to go chasing after it. All you have to do is place your attention on the desire, not the lack of the desire, because that's another mistake people often make. And the minute you start to place your attention loosely, not like, oh my God, I need to get this, and this sort of energy of like, I call it like a puppy paddling in water. You want to have this deep inner knowing that it's already done. It's in the quantum. The only thing for me to do is to create coherence and congruence and get in alignment with the energy already in the quantum field in order to call it in. And it's actually really simple. And when you start to master this, it will literally feel like manifestations are dropping from the sky. And you're like, I don't even know how this just happened. Even manifestations that your limitless mind cannot wrap its head around. So I want you to start to think about all the magic that is available to you, okay? So 3 of the action items that you can start practicing in order to start to play with the quantum field is, number 1, shift your languaging from I want, because usually I want has an energetic undertone of graspy energy. Shift it from I want to I am, or I expect. Expect that this manifestation is coming to fruition. I am already the person who, insert the desire. Second thing to do is to visualize. If you're somebody who has difficulty visualizing, you can actually do it with your eyes open and just sit for a moment and think about the desire as if it's already happened. How would you feel if your desire has already manifested? Okay. If you're somebody who is good at visualizing, then I invite you to close your eyes and actually try to bring the imagery to the forefront, in addition to the emotions of what it's going to be like when you've already manifested this desired outcome. And the third thing you can do is start to check in without any judgment, because judgment creates resistance, of what are you broadcasting out in relationship to your desired outcome. For example, if you are broadcasting out that you want more money and better finances, but then you go to check your bank account and immediately you are either procrastinating looking at your bank account, or you feel a contraction in your body, then that tells you that you are not in coherence energetically. And that is an opportunity for you to start to check in again without any judgment. Just notice, oh, when I think about this desire, I feel this way. I feel doubt. I feel fear. And just start getting curious about what might be getting in the way of the transmission of your energy to the quantum field. I hope these 3 action items helped you. And then in the next video of this series, I'm going to go deeper into how you can start to create coherence and congruence energetically so that you really become the match and you get to a point where you don't even have to think about your desire. You simply have the desire, you let it go, and the quantum field collapses and your manifestation comes through really quickly. So stay tuned for the next level of the series, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, everybody.